Hi there out there in community, friends. Thank you so much for joining us today. You know what, I just wanted to say a quick hello. So in today's video, which I'm very excited about, we're going to talk about, we know safety, for example, is a pretty big component on many, many levels. So for many of us, right, safety could be in terms of family, maybe you're babysitting, maybe you're helping somebody in the community, maybe at work, right, that you have to have a safety committee. So for most of us, I would think, right, if I had a sprained ankle, most of you would probably go, yeah, I know what to do with that, right? They know what to do. But if I had an anxiety attack, would you know what to do? And that's a big question too, right, under the safety component. Also too, when we're looking at, workplace, right? Did you know statistically that every 7 seconds, unfortunately, somebody's getting injured on the job? Like, what is that all about, folks? That's preventable stuff that's happening. So guess what? Thank you again so much for being here and joining us with my interview. I'm going to be interviewing Vicki Wannamaker from KW Outreach. KMW, my apologies, Outreach. And we're going to be talking about safety. So for those who don't know me, okay, my name is Jay Graham, and I'm the owner of H2O Wear Canada, H2O Works Canada. I don't even know my own company. Anyway, that's okay, right? And so I look after individuals in terms of client care in a pool environment, that is water rehab or water, anything in terms of water healing. So also too, you can certainly look on my Facebook page in terms of credentials, anything like that. And then, but this particular Facebook page that I started is really a community base. And I really wanted to, I feel networking is really important, and I don't know if we do it enough. So you know what, interviewing women entrepreneurs, business owners, areas of interest, right? Hashtag collaboration is cool. Okay, I think that's so important, okay? So, again, here we go. Thank you, Vicki, so much for joining us.
Not a problem
I'm very
at all.
excited.
Thanks for coming.
Okay. So, really what I wanted to do was I'm going to introduce Vicki to you guys, because it's nice to know who she does and what does she do. So, you've spent, like, a long time, right?
Yes.
10 years, right, where you were really doing a lot of lifeguarding. You had to be trained in first aid,
Yes.
CPR, all that sort of thing, right? And then when you went to Wilfrid Laurier,
Yes.
you were a first aid responder.
Yes.
And I can imagine, think about this, university campus, you must have some
Laurier specifically
Yeah.
is very bad as well.
a lot of stories I can imagine coming from that one, right?
Yes.
So anyway, why don't you tell us a little more about yourself? Like, why did you decide to go into that path or pursue that career?
Yeah, well, I just always loved swimming when I was growing up, so kind of becoming a lifeguard was just an easy job for high school and university. It was really good paying and not flipping a burger. I got to play in the water with little kids, so I really liked doing that. And then, when I went to university, again, it was just kind of a natural thing to join the emergency response team. It was a volunteer thing. And then they actually trained us kind of above what I was getting as a lifeguard. So I got trained to the same level that firefighters do.
Oh, excellent.
Wow. Yeah, which was really fun course to take that. And
that's cool.
I was, very
so
happy
you
for
must
that
have had,
opportunity.
like, did you have like a pivotal experience, something that happened maybe to also put you into the career path? Or was it just, oh, you know what, I'm here, I love this, it's okay?
I just like to help people.
Nice. Okay.
So it's just kind of that, and that's always stemmed from my family background as well. Like my whole family is like that, and it was actually my dad who started this company.
Yes,
right?
it's a family business.
Yeah, so he is all in that helping field as well, and I just even remember we would drive Furringett all the time, and we'd see an accident immediately. We were pulling over, and my dad's hopping out to help people.
Nice.
Like it was just always part of our family. So it was just kind of
It's
again just a
inherent.
natural,
Right?
thing in me that just kept going.
Well, good for you, right? Because
Yeah.
we need people. We need people out here. So you know what I'm saying. So that's really important. Thank you. So I know with your organization, right, in terms of the outreach, that really you have 5 really interesting programs that you can offer individuals, okay? And I'd love to go through those 5 if we
Sounds
could,
good,
right?
yeah.
The first one obviously is first aid, and I noticed on your webpage that you had it's broken down into 6, I believe.
Yes.
Please tell us more.
Yeah, so these always get really confusing with all the different levels. So if you're ever unsure, just definitely contact us and we'll let you know which level you need because this gets really confusing. But yeah, so there's different levels. You can just take a basic CPR course. So this one you will get a certificate, but it's not one that's ever recognized under WSIB for any type of workplace thing. It's just more for an interest base. So yeah, in that course you learn the main things of like choking, breathing emergencies, circulation emergencies, and then obviously doing CPR and using an AED, which is really important as well. That's the defibrillator. And then, yeah, from there we have an emergency first aid course. So that includes everything that's in the CPR and then plus just a little bit more. And that's one of the ones recognized under WSIB. And then the next one above that is called standard first aid. Also includes the CPR in it and a lot of extra stuff. We go through everything under the sun. It's quite quite extensive, and people are always really surprised with how much is in it and everything they go through. Excellent. But it's really good information, yeah. Good. And then we actually have a new course as well that's called Basic Life Support. Okay. So that one's tailored towards professional responders, so for nursing staff, anyone in hospital care, and anyone like pre-hospital care, so the firefighters, paramedics, everybody like that.
And that's interesting because do they always have to be annually renewed? I don't know.
Yeah,
so just curious.
The basic life support, basic life support, when it's healthcare workers, they need to do it every year. Okay. Everybody else, it's a 3-year renewal. Okay,
and a 3-year renewal. Okay, thank you very much. And the second tier too, which really caught my eye, was from a mental health awareness perspective. Yes. So can you tell us more? I was fascinated with that because I don't know if people know how to take care of somebody if you're having an anxiety attack. And that's really caught my eye. Usually
people don't. So in our regular first aid courses, we do a very quick module on mental health as well. But then, there are mental health first aid courses now developed, and so we host them here every once in a while with another company called Open Minds Mental Health. Good. So she comes in, she does her course here. It has had great feedback, and it is becoming more popular. It's really popular even in the news and everything, that people are saying this mental health is really important to know, and especially in a workplace scenario because, you're with these people for most of the day, right? Yes. So sometimes you're the one who can actually recognize that something's not really right, and maybe be one of the first ones to kind of extend some help. So. Okay.
Good. So that's fantastic, right? And when you say here, your location obviously is in the Guelph area. We never mentioned that, and I should have. But it's here in the Guelph area, and I will certainly post all that. But I just want to, make sure that everyone understands that when I say here. And you also have two in terms of the other trainings was for younger people. Yeah. And you have two. One goes from 8 to 11, one program, and then one is from 11 plus. Could you tell us more about those two?
Yeah, so we have a Stay Safe course. That's for ages 8 to 11. So a lot of people kind of know it as a Home Alone course. That's usually more
Home Alone,
what people...
the movie, right? So we all got to make sure everybody's safe. Yeah.
Exactly. Know what to do. Yeah. But it just teaches kids how to kind of be responsible when there is not a responsible adult necessarily around. So sometimes it's even just when they're walking home from school that there's no responsible adult there. Or as they get to the age where it's okay to kind of send them off to the park with their friends. We do actually go through a decent amount of first aid there, just because if, again, they are the first ones with their friend if they get hurt. Good for them to know what to do. And then babysitting starts at 11 and up. And that we teach them how to take care of themselves and other people, so caring for children.
Right. So if you're younger and you're looking for employment, what a great opportunity that would be, right?
Especially for the summer.
Summertime.
I was just coming up before the summer.
Right? So you might want to be thinking about that and checking that, because I would think they would fill up very quickly.
Yes,
so
they do.
Yeah,
very
tossing
fast.
that out, okay. And then the last one I noticed too then was for corporate, and that's the WSIB. Yes. Right. So can you tell us more about that one?
Yeah,
please?
So Canadian Red Cross has the two WSIB approved courses. So there's emergency first aid and the standard first aid. And it always depends on how many workers you have at your facility and how many are on each shift, which of those you need. But actually, so what a lot of people don't realize is there does have to be somebody on every single shift who has first aid.
That's
so at all times,
interesting.
Somebody in the building needs to be first aid trained. So if that's not currently happening at your business, you definitely want to give us a call.
Well, by law, right? It's mandated?
It is, yes, under the WSIB regulations. So,
Good. So we always take acronyms for granted. What does WSIB mean?
It is the Workplace Safety Insurance Board.
Just so you know, okay? Because again, we throw out acronyms and sometimes we may not know what it is, right?
For sure.
Which is important. So you know what? I just want to take a quick nanosecond here. If you're out there, let's give Vicki some thumbs up. Yeah, do a comment, give her some love, big heart coming out there, okay? Just so, you know what, I think that's important too, right? Because sometimes we go on live and it can really push individuals out of their comfort zone. So just saying, give her some love, okay, when you're out there. So also too, when we have companies that oversee, like I want to delve more into the WSIB component of things, does it have like a governing body for companies to meet those regulations all the time? Like, how do I know if I'm an employee there that they're doing their job? Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it is just WSIB who kind of mandates that, and they have different regulations for different health and safety things.
Okay.
So the one we focus on specifically is actually called Regulation 1101, and then that's the one that's all about first aid and who needs to have it, what your first aid kits even have to have, all that type of stuff.
There must be quite an interesting change constantly, either annually, I would think, in terms of laws, what you have to do, make sure you know what up-to-date procedures are.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So like Canadian Red Cross updates every 5 years what they are doing, and that's just based on research and what's working, what's not working.
Yeah.
And then, WSIB will update things as well. So in Ontario, we follow what Canadian Red Cross says, but then we do have extra things specifically that WSIB has said we also need to include in our courses, which is actually different than, let's say, BC. So they will have some different things that their workplace asks them to do. And WSIB has a couple skills and knowledge things that Red Cross doesn't necessarily say we have to do, but we do because of WSIB.
And that's okay. It's better to have, I think, a little more than under, right?
Oh, for sure,
well, if every 7 seconds somebody's getting injured, I'm having a concern with that stat.
Yes.
We don't want that stat. We want
we do talk through all the prevention stuff as well. So initially how to prevent the things from happening, and then if it does happen, how to help it.
Now, you did mention briefly again, in terms of an employee, right?
Yes.
They have to have to be updated every so many years, correct?
Yes.
Like I know, because I'm at the university as well, I help out there, and their expectation is annually, even though it could be every 3 years technically at another location. So you may want to check to your company.
And profession in general. So I know nurses, they do are an every year, and lifeguards, myself, it's an every 2 years for us.
Okay.
So it depends on your specific job position and your company policies on what you actually need to do.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And so in terms of going into a corporation, you physically go to them, or do they come here, or how does that work, or both? Or?
Yeah, we offer both, so whatever kind of works better for the company. So sometimes they don't necessarily have the space available because we do a lot of like floor work. People have to be laying down, other people are rolling them over.
Those people, right? You've got to
and the mannequins have to fit everywhere. So so sometimes having that space available is not a possibility. So that's why we have our training center here set up, all with a classroom, and then area space for the skills to happen as well. But at some of the bigger companies, they do have like a boardroom or meeting room or something where we can go. So then we just bring all the equipment and supplies needed right to you and do the training right on site.
Pretty nice.
And then usually when we're running scenarios, we'll actually ask, where do you actually work? And we'll go there to do the scenarios. So you can actually run something.
Apply and think about it.
Yeah, so because things aren't going to happen in that boardroom, right? They're going to happen wherever they happen at work. So we make sure to go right there and get you in there to see what's going to happen.
And that makes sense, because then if you're in somebody's location, you can say, okay, this is where their first aid kit is, this is where this is, and so they can associate then into what they need or where they have to go.
Yeah, it's actually surprising how many people don't know where the first aid stuff is at work when we go in and we ask, okay, where's your first aid kit here? And we get a lot of blank stares. So
check that out, folks.
Good to know where your stuff
to
is.
work, where is everything, right? Which makes sense. Okay. And so again, moving on, like, do you have a maximum number of individuals that you'll take? So for example, if I'm going into a corporate, we only have a maximum of 20 people. Is that how it works? I don't know what your maximum are kind of thing. So
for one class size, it's usually about 18, but we have had bigger companies want bigger classes to happen before, and then we just bring more than one instructor, which is fine.
So you just accommodate what you have to do.
Yeah, so it's one instructor for 18, so we have more than one instructor, so we can definitely do kind of whatever numbers are needed.
Or whatever's needed. And fantastic, good. And so if somebody wants to, from a company or corporation, and they're looking, because they know they have to obviously get their requirements met.
Yes.
How do they contact you? Is it like, what's the process, I guess they say? Do they go online? Do they phone you? Do they say, hi, we want to get this done?
Yeah, whatever's easiest, honestly. So sometimes it's way easier to just pick up the phone, have a conversation, we can set you all up and be done.
Excellent.
Other times it's easier to send a quick email and then just kind of reply as you have time.
Okay.
So email, phone. We also have a quick contact form on our website for corporations. Nice. It's just a quick your name, email, and then a quick blurb about your company. and that can start us off with a conversation as well.
Fantastic. And how now, for what you do, are you tendered? Like, I know they can have tendered contracts or anything like that. Sometimes organizations like the school board might have something that's tendered, but it sounds like you're not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can just go in, anybody can come in and they can apply, and then you can go, kind of thing, right?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so that's pretty cool,
Yes.
right? We like simple and easy.
It is very easy.
Good. And again, I think safety in the workplace is so important. Well, anywhere. Let's just face it, just anywhere. And you know what? With the summer coming, I think we really need to touch on too safety, if we don't mind. And I know this is I'm going off in a slight squirrel moment here, please. I know the beaches are opening.
Yes.
Okay, folks. So we need to really think safety, especially as a parent, on your kids and what's going on. Safety, right?
Yes.
Okay. So parents, if you're at the beach, put your phone down. And I want you to please take note of your kids. Okay, that's total side note, but I just want to make sure.
You need to be within arm's reach.
Okay.
If you cannot reach your kid, you are way too far away from them.
Okay, and I have seen, because I do therapy work in the pool, right?
Yes.
Same thing happens for the pool. I've seen, it was only a couple of weeks ago where a parent literally was standing this far and the kid went down and I almost jumped and the lifeguard almost jumped in because the parent was like, oh, what's going on? And the kid actually was starting to show signs of drowning.
Drowning, yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
No, for sure. Also be careful about diving. Diving into shallow water is a huge injury in the summer. A lot of people assume it's only in pools, but the most common place it happens is actually in the open water when you don't know the depth of it and you can't tell where sandbars are. So be very careful.
There you go.
Please.
I just learned something new. Sandbars. I wouldn't have thought of sandbars.
Yeah, so you could be jumping in somewhere and you're totally fine, but if you go 2 feet to the right, you're hitting a sandbar. So just be careful of knowing the whole water of where you are, and feet first is always the better option.
If you have to go in, that's the way to go, right? So you know what? I want to say thank you so much, okay, for coming on and talking about your business and what you do and safety, right? KMW Outreach. Yes. You are an association then with the Red Cross.
Yes, we are a training partner of Canadian Red Cross.
So high standards, which is fantastic. Yes. And I'm going to post everything online as well, okay? We're going to be posting your webpage, contact information, just in case, you know what, if we were talking too fast, you know what, you can always pick it up there. And if you know what, please, if you have any questions, anything of that nature, maybe you're a young teen, just ask, okay? Open the conversation about how something may be open and help you, okay? I think, again, especially, again, when you're looking at mental health as well. I'm going to bring that into the mental health component. So thank you very much, folks. We get to wave to you, okay? Take care. Cheers, okay?
Bye.
Bye.